All right, boys and girls, today we're going to log on to Schoology, and you're going to look at 3 different links about airplanes. I want you guys to think about the definitions you're going to find in those links. I want you to think about what lift means and what draft means, and see if there's any other vocabulary words that are important and the principles that come up that deal with flying airplanes. Okay? I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes to look at the links and the videos, and then we're going to talk about what you learned and the principles of flight. Okay? Any questions? All right, go ahead and log on to Schoology. I want you guys to talk to the person across from you. If you don't have someone that's across from you, do it to the person that's next to you. Maybe form a group of 3. Name 3 things that you learned about how airplanes fly. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Lift, drag. Okay, it lifts up and then it drags.
All right, eyes up here, please. Thank you. All right, what was something that you learned from the videos and the articles? What was something that you learned? Chase. Newton's laws. And which one's important with flying? Do you remember?
Drag, thrust, weight, and lift.
Good. What else? McKenna.
In everything there's an opposite, and there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Good. That's Newton's. Does anyone remember?
Third law.
Third law. Okay. What else? One more person. Share. One more person about airplanes. Chase kind of touched on a few of the words. Anyone want to define them?
They only can fly because they have wings.
Good. So the planes have wings like a bird, which is birds fly. So that's where they got their idea from. Max?
Without the weight, then it wouldn't fly up because the weight coming down, it helps it fly up.
Perfect. So both forces, right? Down and up, make it go. Yes.
There can't be too much of any force, or like if there's too much. It
Yeah.
needs to be even because I can like the rest of it. If there's too much, it'd go forward. Too much drag, it'd go.
Perfect.
Too much lift, it'd go up. And too
Yeah.
much.
Does it sound kind of complicated to fly an airplane? The next thing I want to talk about is the concept of lift. Okay, so we're going to watch a little bit of a Bill Nye video on flight.
You buy air. Without air, you ain't flying.
Air pressure makes things fly. That's it. From June bugs to giant jets, they all fly.
In doing so, we're going to talk today about Newton's third law. Have anybody heard of that before? Raise your hands. Anybody know what it is? Okay.
Yes, you do. We talked about it yesterday.
And Bernoulli's principle, which is something that how much it weighs, how much gravity is pulling on it because of the weight that it has. All right, thrust says the force that provides or propels the aircraft through the air. So it's going to be anything that moves the aircraft forward. Does that make sense? So
So a couple days ago we were talking about airplanes, remember? And the principles of flight. Does anybody remember anything from that day? Anybody? Rigby?
The wings are designed so that the air goes under and creates lift, and the air comes over and weight, and the lift has to be equal, and the drag and thrust has to be.
Perfect. Pretty much summed it up. So the air coming under it has to equal the same amount that's going over it, which creates lift. All right. So What we're going to do today is, does anyone else want to add anything? We're going to do some research in some books on airplanes. I got some books from the library, from the school, and from the Washington County Library. And you're going to be rotating with the books. So if you're at this table, you'll go over to that table. And you're going to look at the books. You're going to start thinking about ways that you could design a paper airplane that creates lift and drag and thrust and all of the principles you need to have a successful flight. Now, is a paper airplane model going to be similar to a commercial airline? Is it? In some ways, the principles, right? Lift, drag, those things will be the same.
No.
But it's definitely not as heavy, not as big, right? So think about ways that you can get a piece of paper to fly. The goal, okay, the challenge is I'm going to give you a starting line. And you are going to have a few chances to practice before, but you need to throw your paper airplane. And we will see who goes the farthest.
There are more. They're fighting people with guns. They can kill you. And early in the plane, we had to wear
This is wider. I'm so confused.
Okay, well that's sad. Okay.
Rigby, that was mine. Just saying. That was mine. You saying so Rigby, it was all me.
No, it wasn't. Max.
Girls, we're going to take our paper airplanes. We're going to go down to the gym and we're going to do a little competition to see which model flies the farthest. The girls fly the farthest. We'll do a few things. All right? So you need to grab all your stuff and push in your mark. Get set. Go.